2, 1. Here we go. I am the Rod Smalls, and yes, this is Rise of the Black Warrior podcast. So, we are back on the podcast, and I want to thank everybody for checking this out. I've taken off a couple of days to kind of get some things cleared up with myself. So, normally I do this podcast every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday consecutively, but I intentionally took a few days away from the podcast to get away from actually the routine of doing the podcast to get more into the reason why am I doing this podcast and get connected truly into what the purpose was for doing a podcast. And I'm going to tell you, I realized some powerful stuff that I'm going to be sharing with you guys today. So if this is the first time you're checking this out, I want to thank you for doing so. If you've been with us, we're up to episode number 41 right now. If you've been with us for a while, I want to thank you for staying with this, checking us out and staying with the message. I'm going to make sure that I hit a point today that could be of a benefit to you. All right. So I'm going to do my best to hit this point. We all have a certain amount of power inside of us, a certain amount of real, raw power. And it needs to find a home, and it gets channeled through something. And I got that through understanding in this movie, Avengers. So, Avengers Endgame just came out. It's an incredible movie. Everybody in the world is seeing it. $1.2 billion in sales the first weekend it's out. Now, the movie has so many ups and downs, twists and turns. It's a composite of 22 movies culminating and running into the end of this game, end of game movie. But inside the movie, there's all these sub-movie connections that have so many different messages. And the message I want to bring to you guys today comes from the series and the character Thor. All right, Thor, the mythical character who from the Viking culture is the god of thunder. All right, he's the god of lightning and thunder. Now, I bring you back to Thor Ragnarok, which was the last Thor movie that he put out before this one for Endgame. Now, in Thor Ragnarok, Thor's hammer was destroyed by his evil sister. All right, he has an evil sister, and his evil sister crushed the hammer, Major, and broke it. And he felt broken down and desolate because that was where he executed his power from. Like, he would hit everybody with his hammer. He could do all kinds of stuff with his hammer. He could fly with his hammer, and he just now didn't have his hammer anymore. So he felt powerless. Now, as the movie went on, a whole bunch of stuff started to happen. And towards the end of the movie, right, he was at a critical spot and he was almost going to die. And in that space, he connected back with his father, Odin. And he had a conversation that truly was powerful for me now that I really understand where it came from. He said to his father that, man, he destroyed my hammer, destroyed Major. I got no power. And Odin said, are you the god of hammers? No. What are you? The god of thunder. The power and the lightning and the force was always within you. I gave you the hammer so you could channel what you already had inside. So he already had the power inside of him. The only reason he needed the hammer was to channel the power. So the hammer was merely just a tool for the craftsman, for the power that existed within him. And once he understood that, he executed his power. He was able to, exude his lightning and, go on his little rampage and destroy everybody with this power that was coming out of him. And what that means for me, and what I want to kind of translate that for you guys, is that we have all this stuff in the world. We've got all these tools. We've got all these things that we think that we need. But we got everything we really need inside of us. We don't need anything else. Everything else is just a tool to help us to be better at what it is we have. We are not incomplete in no perspective. We're not incomplete at all. God, whoever you are, God gave you everything you need in order to be excellent, to be powerful. See, in doing this podcast, it is just a tool for me to be excellent at sharing this information. It's not the podcast that makes me. It's not the podcast that makes me great. It's not the podcast that gets my message to the whole world. This is just one channel that will get my message out. This is just one way that it could. But I am the message. I am the energy. I am the force. That is what's important. And as long as I stay focused on myself and stay focused on bringing the message from my heart and sharing it with everybody with the purest intent that everybody could benefit from it and get love and energy from it, that's all I need to do. And I truly got that message from this entire story. And I'm not going to do a spoiler for everybody who hasn't seen the movie yet. So I want you to go check out the movie because there's so many different great lessons to be learned inside of Marvel movies. Stan Lee always talked about that everybody is a hero in some perspective, and we can see the world of heroes for every race, creed, color. Doesn't matter who you are. Everybody can participate in a great message and learn something from a hero. All right. So I'm doing my very best to be a hero from my world, and I hope that you are too. Now, remember, I want you guys to be super powerful and check out our website, riseoftheblackwarrior.com. Know that we have the Rise of the Black Warrior experience live. Experience the live event coming up in September 2019. This is going to be incredible. Definitely look out for that. You can go to riseoftheblackwarrior.com/opt-in, or you can just go right to the website and you'll see some information about our live event. And definitely we welcome you to check out the tribe where we talk about having more power and access to power. So that's all I got for you. Guys, remember this. You are only one decision away from changing your whole world. All right, everybody. Peace.